So here you are, you're in a writing class, and you're probably wondering, why am I in a writing class when I'm not going to write for a living and it has nothing to do with my future career? This is an argument that we hear in English classes quite a bit, and the basics of this argument are usually something like this. I don't write in my real world job. People in the real world don't actually write 5-paragraph essays, and only writers need to be skilled at writing. So those are the basics of your argument. You may have some other points, but allow me to retort. People in the real world actually write all the time, including in your career path. People in the real world follow structures when they write. People who get paid well spend a lot of their time writing. Stepping into this first one, people in the real world write all the time. And in the real world, writing is going to be the first thing that employers are going to see about you, because you need it to even get your foot in the door for an interview. You're going to be writing a resume and a cover letter, and the difference in your writing, whether you are confident in your writing, whether you have skills in writing, is going to be equivalent to showing up to an interview well dressed versus showing up looking kind of grungy. What does your writing say about you? If you have good writing, it's saying, if you teach me something, I will learn it. Your employer is going to know that you've spent most of your life sitting in a classroom where a teacher wanted you to learn to write. If you still can't do it, that's going to say, if you teach me something, I probably will not remember. So bad writing says that you are not a good learner, and people need to learn on the job. Point 2, people in the real world follow structures when they write. You're going to be writing something that's close to a 5-paragraph essay in some of your classes, and you may be thinking that this isn't the kind of form you're probably going to be writing at all. But a 5-paragraph essay is structured, it's focused on main points, and it makes a clear argument. If you can do all of that, those skills are going to carry over, because a cover letter, what are you doing? It's structured, it's focused on main points, and it makes a strong argument. Resumes, also structured, very focused on main points, and make an implied argument. You don't come out and say, I am awesome, hire me, but that's the point. Emails to clients also are going to be structured, focused on main points, and you're going to be making some kind of an argument, even if that argument is you don't want to miss your session on Wednesday. And beyond just the basic writing that you're going to need to do to get your job and to keep your job, people on the cutting edge are doing more writing than that. If you don't know who the guy in this picture is, then maybe you should be reading more within the fitness industry, if that's the degree you're working on. The people on the cutting edge and where the new ideas are coming from is usually from research articles and from books. This is a quick letter from a fitness director at a club here in Arizona to give you a sense of the kind of writing that you may be doing if you end up continuing to advance in your career. Technically, you could get by as a personal trainer without ever having to write. That is, if you plan on being one of those trainers that make $6 per half-hour session at a box gym. However, since you are investing more in your education than a basic certification, I am assuming that you have higher aspirations. In fact, you should have higher aspirations. Let me rewind and tell you a little about myself. I am the fitness director for LifeStart at the Renaissance Athletic Club. LifeStart is a corporate wellness network that educates their clients on health and wellness. Not only do I train clients in the gym, I'm the group exercise coordinator for the Phoenix area. I present wellness seminars, and I send out the monthly newsletter for all of our clubs in Phoenix. I spend a lot of time writing emails, presentations, handouts, flyers, newsletters, workouts, etc. Clients trust me not only because I am a great trainer, but because I present myself well through my writing. The ability to write clearly and proficiently makes me stand out as educated, knowledgeable, and reliable. My ability to write clearly has given me an array of career options within the training field. I don't have to settle for an hourly wage or an absurdly low commission rate on training. Furthermore, my clients are impressed by my clarity of writing in our communications and feel more confident in my abilities. Also, anyone looking to start their own business will have to stand out from the crowd. You may be an amazing trainer, but people do notice misspellings and other grammatical errors in advertising. These mistakes degrade your credibility, and you'll have a harder time recruiting clients. If you present yourself as a professional, people will pay you like a professional. More importantly, they'll treat you like a professional. That's from Joy Springer, fitness director of LifeStart. But just as importantly as these skills of writing something that makes sense and has clear ideas, are other skills you're going to be developing in your writing class. which is knowing who to believe, being able to read sources, in other words, articles and arguments and information about different workouts or different workout methodologies, and being able to actually interpret that information. When you're sitting in your class and you're working on trying to restate the main points from different articles in a topic that isn't maybe your favorite to write about, you're actually developing skills that are going to help you when it comes to looking at those fields that you do care the most about, like knowing what the best way to train your client with their particular goals is going to be. So in conclusion, if your plan is to continue advancing in your career, writing is for you. If you plan on applying for jobs in the future, writing is for you and is something you're going to need to do in that process. And if you plan on having clients, writing is for you. Writing is something that is going to affect you later on when you get into the job market and when you're trying to advance in your field. This probably applied more to you if you're going through the fitness program, but I hope that for anyone, you are able to see how this ties in with the career path that you're on. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great class.